All right, shalom, good people. Welcome back to the channel. And as you can see in the title, I'm gonna go straight in again. Now, I ain't gonna make this too long and drawn out. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Now, about I think 13 days ago, it was a clubhouse interview with Wack 100 and one of Chicago's YouTubers, DJ right? And he was supposedly checking him or not checking Charleston White because DJ did an interview with Charleston White, and Charleston White, being his usual self into his character, like he keep telling people he just playing a character, you know. He said some things, F King Von, F his mother, F this, F that, F this. So we know what Charleston says. So Wack is supposed to be G checking this young brother, trying to tell him pretty much you know, he should have got down. In his favorite words, he should have got down. You should have got down on him, on Pyru. My whole thing is this: what Wack did, I don't like because he did it in multiple situations. Why are you instigating or baiting other men to go do dirty work that you really want to do? You try to tell this man that he trying to be professional. He's trying to be professional because he's a blogger. But you telling this man to jump on this man because he said this, that, and the third. Now, okay, cool. Some people might be hurt by what he's saying, but at the end of the day, y'all not understanding when Charleston White said, I am a character. And I don't disrespect the person, I disrespect their character. King Von is a character. He wasn't born with the name King Von. And vice versa with Nip. He said certain things about Nip. Like he said, he just only destroying the character of the people, not disrespecting the people personally. But somehow it's still, get in and out of people's head. They don't, I guess they don't think or listen to what he say clearly. They just hear the words and they just run off and fly off the damn handle. Now, so Wack is sitting there checking this Joker, this brother. Yeah, you should have did something, da 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 da. And then there's another guy named Kiddo. I think he's from Chicago. He was also talking to the guy too as well, checking him as well at the same time. But Mr. Wack is sitting there putting a battery and Kiddo back and DJ back to do something to Charleston White. Why you want these brothers to incriminate themselves? You tricking them out they spot, they losing their freedom. While you living lavish, you being a king on Clubhouse. But you mean to tell me a man that got a house on the hills, talking from his phone on Clubhouse, is trying to force brothers and bait brothers that's still in the ghetto to fight and kill each other? That's the part I didn't like when he was saying that. And anyway, why are you jumping in Chicago's business? Because anybody say something about West Coast, you got a problem. Oh, no, on Paru, you got to stay out of that one, blood. You got to stay out of that one. You can't talk over our politics over here, blood. But yet you telling Chicago what they need to do. And the whole thing I feel as though you put a target on that man's back by saying that. Oh yeah, Chicago, they ain't gonna like that. They not gonna like that. Just that you gotta clean that up. Something might happen to you, blah, blah, blah. Why are you putting batteries in the backs of these people, knowing they in the hood suffering? Suffering in the ghetto. We hate each other as it is. We don't show enough love to black people, but you want to continue on pushing more black on black violence. Then a kiddo gonna sit there and say, "Oh well, yeah, man," and this is live. Yeah, man. You could have got him, but you could have act like it was a us. He pretty much said he tried to convince Charleston. He tried to convince DJU to line Charleston White up by saying, "Oh well, you could have act like it was coincidence that people who you called to the studio was just coming for an interview at the same time as him, and it's a mistake. You could act like it was like it was a coincidence, so you could just pretty much line them up." And DJ, you disagree with it, like, nah, bro, nah. That's the problem with the community now. We can't. We gotta learn how to talk things out instead of opposing to going straight to violence. That's what the brother was saying. Did he go Wack? Chiming in, nah, F that. He said King Von, no. He said this, that. Still putting the battery and putting that negative energy in and just putting fuel to the fire. Y'all better watch out for guys like Wack. Cause him and Kiddo said this on live, right? But y'all such real niggas. How come you're not locked up for the words you said? Cause that's a conspiracy to commit a crime. You told this man to act like, you know, his homeboys who he tied into, because that's the words he used here, who you tied into, tap into him, have him come up to the studio, acting like he coming for an interview, and to line Charleston up. You just committed a crime. Why none of y'all arrested? But you know what? I started thinking. I said, you know what? This guy Wack says a lot of stuff. You a real nigga. You a gangster. Da 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 da. And you say all this stuff out your mouth. You cannot tell me you not an FBI boy. You can't tell me you ain't an alphabet boy. Because all the stuff that you say that's incriminating and you don't get touched, anybody else say it, the average Joe say it, they come in and line you up. That's how I know you juiced in with the feds. Because check this out. This is how you know Wack is juiced in with the feds. This guy has everybody's sex tapes. This another man that has pictures that he said out his own mouth for De La Hoya inside a dress. Another man, Benzino, he was exposed to Benzino for using the dildo. How do you know so much personal information about these people that's not privy to the masses of us? We don't know this information. This is secret stuff. How are you getting this? You can't tell me you ain't working with them boys. If anybody could see, you know he got them cops and stuff, whoever he worked for, backing him. But you claiming blood this, blood that, blah, 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 blah. But how do you get all this information on people? You got their sex tapes. You got pictures of the men in dresses. You got also, like what he said he has the situation with Nip. You have all these recordings. So what make you so special that everybody's giving it to Wack? The president don't have half the information you have, but you got it. That's what I'm trying to tell the people. You got to watch out for these people because they're using certain celebrities. They're playing a role. Wack is a character just like Charleston White. But at least Charleston White had enough courage and enough balls to say it. I'm just a character. But he's still trying to hold on to this thug stuff. Dog, you had a bad year. We know what happened to you this year. You had a bad year, Wack. You had a bad year. And I think his hatred for Charleston, he's trying to put batteries in anybody else's back so they could do his dirty work. Because the words you're using, and you have a mass following, you could trigger somebody to do something. Like I said, he used his words. He's using his words as solicitation. And solicitation is, pretty much you offering somebody like specific and intent. You giving them specifics. So, excuse me. Solicitation is you giving them, you offering them money to do something with a specific intent or influence a person to do or commit a crime. That's a punishable crime. You sat there and said, "Oh, this, that, and the third," because you said this about Charleston White. Oh, well, if also in the interview he said this. Oh, well, if he make it past to next year, hip hop is over for hip hop. I'm gonna be like, yo, it's over. So now you're trying to put a battery in Chicago back, and then the people in the industry back from this man having using his constitutional right as a freedom of speech. That makes no sense. All these things I just named is incriminating that this man does. And then you go on Clubhouse with the junkyard crew, his flunkies. Yeah, Wack, yeah, Wack, yeah. Wack, you right. Wack, you Wack, right. Like, god damn, there's a bunch of Paris on this shoulder. Yeah, Wack, you Wack, you right, Wack. But the guys like him, he feeds off that. Man, Clubhouse is the Chitlin circuit of social media. That's how I consider Clubhouse. Let's get into some more examples. How do you know so many men's sexual preference, Wack? I'm starting to think. Maybe you went to that type of style too, but you're trying to hide it. Because one interview when they was exposing Benzino, It was a guy I think named Jason Lee from Love and Hip Hop. And Jason Lee was trying to tell him, like, listen, if Benzino pretty much is pleasuring himself, it's not another person doing it, that's not, considered gay. Which I disagree with that, but that's what he said in his own words. And Wack sitting there, yo, bro, you all right, bro? Where you at? Let me pull up on you to check on you, see if you all right. And he asked him about 4 times, and Jason Lee just kept ignoring him, didn't even answer him. Why are you asking this man that's a part of that, the LGBT? You asking him, yo, where you at? Let me check on you, nephew. Where you going? I gotta check your temperature. What's going on? Are you in LA? He just kept asking that man 4 or 5 times. If y'all don't believe me, please go watch the video so y'all don't think I'm making this stuff up. Something ain't right. You got everybody's personal information. You know who is supposedly sleeping with men and things like that. Even recently with Bobby Smurda, you had a transgender. Like, how you got all these connections, bro? Something ain't right. Something ain't right with you, brother. Something ain't right with that guy, man. Something is not right when y'all really think about it. And then again, look at the artists he managing. Blueface and Krishan. Oh my God. They are the modern day, God rest her soul, Whitney and Bobby. Krishan and Blueface is the modern day Whitney and Bobby Brown. I'm watching videos of them fighting each other, busting each other upside the nose, giving each other black eyes. I said, is this your girl or is this your sparring partner? The woman got her teeth all out of her mouth. She got punched in the mouth. A tooth fell out. Listen, Wack is, and this is Wack artists. These are his artists. Remember what the Lord said. Nothing good could come out of anything evil. You sitting there, you got these young brothers and sisters underneath your control, but you're not checking them. You letting them run wild all over the internet, looking crazy. Parents, please, once again, in my first video, I said the same thing. Do not allow social media or these characters that's on the internet raising your children. Because young girls and young brothers that see that gonna think being in a toxic situation like that is profitable. No, 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 no. To me, they need to just split up, them two. I don't know what is going on with them. Like, I also seen a video when they was this chick, she picked up a little midget man and just tossed him to the couch. That's a strong woman. Because when I was watching Blueface, he had to fight her for real. Because I was watching the video, I think they was stepping outside of a bar or something, or whatever they was at. It was like in New York somewhere probably. And he trying to walk away from her, and she just swinging, she throwing them things. I said, oh. And then he tried to throw a hook back and fell when he tried to swing on her. It's like she overpowered that boy. Because he about, $120 soaking wet. And she's a husky girl. Ladies, I don't promote this, but ain't no woman gonna do me like that. I'm sorry. I'm not promoting no violence. I'm not telling men to beat up. Nobody should abuse nobody. Let's make that clear, YouTube. Nobody should abuse anybody. But look how he's leading these two young people. Then her father got into a fight with Blueface. Fathers, please, let me tell you something. When your daughter's in a relationship, mind your own business. Now, I know it may be hard to hear. You have to mind your business. Because it's so embarrassing. He came to defend his daughter from a whole nother state, got into the altercation, and he got the shitty end of the stick. Because what happens when men go fight for their daughters? The daughters wind back up with the dude. You know how embarrassing and shameful that is? So, fellas, I know it's hard because you got a daughter, and sometimes you're like, oh, no, not my baby. He done this to my mothers? Because that's what, men call their daughters, mothers? Not my mothers. I know that's your mothers, but mothers is grown now. And mothers is doing grown woman things. I know it's hard, fellas, but stay out of your the relationships because that father got embarrassed. The ultimate embarrassment of his life. Got into a fight and got sent home without his daughter. And like I said, back to Wack, man. Watch out for him, man. That man is sowing discourse amongst black people. How in the hell you sitting here talking positive with the Nation of Islam? Oh, you for black people, brother, but then now you back this gangster. Which one are you? Are you Suge chauffeur? Are you a blood? Are you a truck driver? Are you a manager? Are you Sherlock Holmes? Because you got everybody's personal files. What are you? And I'm gonna end it on that, man. Let me give you a scripture, man, so y'all can watch out and avoid people like guys like Wack. Because it's not him only. Majority of the people in the industry push that negativity behavior only amongst us for some reason. But we know what that reason is. The book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Verse 15. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. Verse 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So every night he got to get on Clubhouse to cause some type of mischief and confusion, because he ain't going to get no damn rest that night because he's an evil man. And you done. He should be done for the year. Bro, we caught you. You was all exposed, brother. Laying on the bed, butt ass, on the phone, on Clubhouse, talking to grown men. And all you hear is in the audio, respectfully. Respectfully, I'm saying this. Respectfully. But you ass naked. And he always like to say, oh, nobody's bigger than the program. But remember, nobody's bigger than the program of God. Shalom, subscribe if you want.